Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. I've had to push my camera way, way, way back because I don't want the top of my head getting cut off, but I don't want to really slouch either. So, yay on that. And really quick, I did a community post about it, but if you don't read those, you'd never see it. But I did a 40-minute recording of the game demo for ECLIPSIUM last night. My God, that game is incredible. And I forgot to turn on my face cam part, so I was yapping into a dead microphone for 40 minutes. All I have is gameplay. Everything I said into dead air. And I can't recreate that. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking when I'm doing stuff. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking now. How the heck am I supposed to figure out what I was thinking even 5 minutes or yesterday or 5 days ago? Hokey smokes. And I gotta stop using my left arm so much. I want this to get better so I can start playing stuff. But that leads into another thing, because I've got stuff written down over here, and that one was ECLIPSIUM. No idea what the hell is going on, but good God, do I love it. Because it's got huge pixels, but smooth and clean animation and objects. It uses color dithering, amazing effects. It is low poly, retro beauty. Look up ECLIPSIUM if you like first-person puzzle games. Oh my God. It's what's running underneath. No, I got a different game. That one's tomorrow's. I'm not sure. It could be running underneath this today. Could be tomorrow. I'm not sure. But it is amazing. Let's see. What else do I have? Because I've got a lot of things written down over here. This sort of ties together, and that was an for, not a filler. That was a deliberate use of the word I talk about saying, pausing when you need to So good 50% of the time when you hear me go it's for effect. The other times I'm a human being, I go and as much as I say pause and don't do it, I'm a human being. I'm going to do it. But I was asked by Jason Cunningham a bunch of numbers afterward, but the only reason I use the full name is because that's the full name is the username. So, but my feelings on Hogwarts Legacy, and also I'm going to tie that into supermarket and grocery sim. But my views on Hogwarts Legacy, death of the author is a tough and hard thing to do. Bill Cosby, the comedian, is still alive, and he is a horrible person. He belongs in prison. He should rot there for the rest of his days. But I grew up listening to his comedy stuff, and that is entrenched in me. I watched his early show when I was young of Fat Albert, when he did live action stuff at the beginning, and then they had the Fat Albert comics, and then him again. I listened to his stuff as a kid, but he is a monster. So how do I reconcile that? Death of the author. You have to separate entirely this from who did it. Now that can be hard. J.K. Rowling, or Rowling, as her name is supposed to be pronounced, but J.K. Rowling. Before the fungus invaded her brain and she became just this brain-rotted old hag. And she is a nasty, horrific, vile, just repulsive, brain-rotted, filthy, scum-sucking pig anymore. I have no good words for her, and nothing but just, ugh. But the Harry Potter stuff she did, that she turns her back on if you try and say it can be read this way, can be seen in so many trans and LGBT positive ways that death of the author, it's a good setting of sorts. There's a lot of really nasty stuff in it too once you start digging deep. But if you take it just surface level, it's good stuff. And my wife loved this. She turned me on to the book series. We watched all the movies together and bought the extended versions of them. Harry Potter and all that setting is entrenched in me as well. But I wish that J.K. Rowling would just hurry up and die so she could stop hurting the world. I don't wish her specifically to be hurt or be killed or anything. I just will feel absolutely no regret or anything like that if I read that she perished. It'll be like, oh, the world just became a slightly better place. But the setting and the game, Hogwarts Legacy, I've never played it. I don't really have the money to buy full price things. Anything over $20, I start going, ooh. You hit 30 and I'm itchy. You hit 40, I'm usually waiting for a sale. And I simply don't buy things that are $50 or $60. I cannot afford full price things. Especially since with what's going on in the U.S. government with Trump dismantling everything, we don't even know if there's going to be Social Security or disability or anything for anyone. For 50 years, the GOP health plan has been, oh, you're sick? Well, there's a cemetery just down the street. Have you tried dying? And now that's becoming official policy. So I don't know what's going to happen. I really can't afford full price stuff right now because we're heading into a full depression right now. But when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy and all that, I was also asked, like, what house do I think I would be in? Slytherin, I think anyone who goes into Slytherin should be taken out back, 2 in the head and 1 in the chest, and then just bury them in an unmarked grave. The Slytherin house should be burned down and just the ground salted and irradiated. But everybody else, I would probably be actually Hufflepuff. So there we go on that. But also, as I stated, it's going to glide into Supermarket versus Grocery Store Simulator. Because I've also been asked, I need to move my little monitoring program because I need to see how long I've been talking. There we go. Because I was asked if I was ever going to be going back to them. And yes, the only thing that's really stopped me from going back into anything has been my nerve compression. I have not been able to play the games that I want to, but it's getting good enough I think I can. On the whole, grocery store simulator versus supermarket simulator, I used to like grocery store simulator the best. Now, I don't. I liked how freeform it was, but now that I've gotten used to the structure of Supermarket Simulator, I prefer that because this works day by day. You have to pay rent. You have to meet each day's accountability. You have to account for everything. It tells you what's going on, and then the next day starts. With Grocery Store Simulator, you can just keep running everything forever. You never pay rent. You don't have to sleep. You never go home. You don't eat. So I've tended to turn into liking Supermarket Simulator more. And yeah, I want to get back into that. And of course, Jacksepticeye has been playing it and just recently posted his second over an hour-long VOD, however you're supposed to say it, of his streams. So there's that. And I sort of want to get into streaming, but I know nobody's going to watch me. I'm going to be streaming to 0 people for 90% of it. So I don't know. But what else do I have? Oh yes, I went and scraped the dust off of my computer grid on the front of it. It has 3 fans in the front, 1 fan that blows onto the, what do you call it, the radiator part that goes onto the chip, the heat sink, and then another fan in the back. It has a lot of fans to keep things cooled down. There's a lot of dust. I'm a human being. I shed skin, and dust is like 90% shed skin, plus a lot of other stuff. I had dust galore. I went and scraped off of the grill on the front of my computer this morning. Nothing was blocked. It was just on the edges. I noticed instead of black, it was starting to get a little bit gray. Ran my fingers over it, the dust fell off, and oh, okay. Because this does not have water cooling, it does not have a radiator. It just has fans, and then it has the heatsink, and then the GPU, the card, has its own fans inside. I don't know how much there is to gunk up on those, aside from the fans themselves. So pretty soon anyway, I got to take it out and then blow the dust out. But do I use the air compressor that I bought specifically for this purpose? Or with the fact that I just have air cooling now, would just a can of compressed air work? I don't know. If you know, if you could let me know in the comments, that'd be awesome. And this was just a real quick one. I was getting things together, and suddenly I felt something crumble in my executive function. And right there, everything fell down, and I went, my God, I can play Scarlet Heroes solo using these cards to make the dungeon. I could do that right now. But I had to record because it's 12:43, because I got out of bed at 8:43, because I've been staying in bed late because I've had so much insomnia. I have to record first. Now, will I still be able to break through my executive dysfunction after I'm done recording and uploading? Hopefully that wasn't too much more than just spit bubbles there. And the answer is, I don't know. Probably not. But I'm going to try. Hopefully nobody was fixating too much on the spit bubbles there. But since I brought this up and was talking about Scarlet Heroes, I did want to talk about this stuff real quick. I had gotten this one fairly soon. Fairly recently. It is a very simplistic arcade-like game. You are in like a moon base. The robots have gone crazy. You're trying to escape. Very, very simple and arcade-like. You have your astronaut. You can be in one of 3 positions. Every turn, you have to move to one of the spots. You can only move 1 space, but you have to move. And then, above you, there are 1, 2, and 3 cards. You put down 3 cards above your astronaut. You flip them all up, and you see what they are, and then you resolve the cards. If it's a safe space, you're fine. If it's a robot, then you have to turn your card over to the gray side. And if it's an energy thing, it will heal your gray back to the colorful side. And then, after you've done that, you take away the 2 cards that are not above you. You have to move, and then you flip up 2 new cards, and then you resolve what happens. Are you safe? Is it a robot, or is it energy? That's it. You move. You turn over the new cards, you see if you've been hit, and then you take away the other ones, move, and then put down new ones. It said like 5 to 10 minutes for a game. You could do this, and I played several games in 5 minutes. It goes fast. And I was bringing this one out to talk about it going fast because I have a couple of those like that. Whoopsie, I went and threw that across the place. Like the game Roguewood. This one, you can bang out a game very, very quick. Like 5 minutes and you've got a game. If you're moving fast, even quicker. If you want to think, maybe. So there's a lot of them that go quickly, like Gamut or Gamot. I do not know. And it comes with its own expansion. This one is they turn over the cards and resolve, even though it's kind of irritating. Because you get a weapon, and then you use your weapon. But every time you enter a room, you flip over a card, or a couple cards. If there's a weapon there, you have to equip it. Even if you have a battle axe that will kill everything with one swing. If you enter the next room and there is a dagger that can do nothing, you got to pitch the axe, you got to take the dagger. And every monster you kill degrades the weapon that you have, so it's a good thing to pick them up. But I hate throwing away good stuff to equip trash. And so it runs quick, you fight the monsters, you pick up stuff, you make it to the Gamut or Gamut. And then, of course, there's a couple of them like this, Desolate. This is another one of those. You're going through the base trying to not get killed by the aliens so that you can get to the escape pod and survive. And I just wanted to show that there's many different kinds of card games, even though I really don't like card games. Cards don't thrill me at all. I mean, the fact that these are cards is okay, but I don't like cards as a system. I don't like cards as a mechanism. I like cards as, you know, information on them, such like that, but I tolerate games like this. I'm not thrilled by them. I enjoy and tolerate these, but wish they weren't cards, while at the same time understanding and acknowledging that they can't be done any other way. They have to be card games. So I'm able to swallow my ire and keep and play them. Thumbs up for that. Is there anything else I have on here? Because I'm 17 minutes into this. I'm going to do this last thing before. I was watching this one older gal on doing reaction videos. And I actually found her reaction refreshing. And the thing that I found refreshing about it is when she saw a lead singer that she liked the looks of, she was saying, oh, he can get it. He can get it. And she wasn't referring to the music and how well that worked. She was talking about how she would spread her legs for him. And one point there was one band, she's going, oh, he can get it. That whole band can get it. And I, as stated, found that refreshing. You see so many men saying stuff like that about women. And it can get just awful. It's just a wave if you pay attention to it. And just seeing it back, I found it refreshing. I know there are those that find any expression of female sexuality to be awful and terrible and should never be allowed, but women are people, in case you haven't noticed. So, as much as I personally, with my neurodivergence, do not like base stuff, I wish I could never eat again. I do not like base reproductive stuff. Excretory stuff is absolutely nightmarish to my neurodivergence. I don't like getting anything on my face or hands or anything. But at the same time, if I can flick that switch in my head, oh yes. And in fact, I can enjoy that base stuff so much. I rather, when I was married, basically enjoyed bathing in certain bodily fluids. So I found, TMI, sorry about that. I found her expression refreshing. So, son of a gun. But anyway, 19 minutes into this, hey, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be thoroughly awesome. If you're still watching after this long, thumbs up and thank you. If you're a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you so much. Your help really, really does help. Hokey smokes. As much as I need to lose weight, and I'm working on it, I still do need to eat. And your help lets me do that. Thumbs up and thank you. If you've left me a comment, you two are beautiful and awesome people in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up every heart that YouTube lets me, and if I can't, I give it a heart. And I answer as many comments as my nerve compression will let me, which isn't as many as I would like, and I still felt pain down my back when I touched this. So it ain't perfect yet, but I answer as many as I can. It can take me up to 24 hours, so keep checking back if you expect an answer. And I keep expecting there to be another thing that I usually say at the end of that, so I always feel like I'm just, what am I supposed to say at the end of that? So I don't know. But I do play an internet game of calling out a secret word, listening if anyone calls it back by asking people to type it into the comments and seeing if it's written back for blatant engagement farming. And it is nice to be heard, which is why I like to answer as many comments as I can to show you that you are being heard. But the people that last played were Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up, thank you, and hey, game time. And they had Turok for Switch 1. I actually don't know how to search the Nintendo eShop and stuff. I don't know if they make it for the Switch 2. But for the Switch 1 anyway, Turok is fun. And then we have Jesse Cunningham 4315. Those are the numbers. Thumbs up, thank you, and I hope I answered your questions. We have Chris, as always, and Hokey Smokes. If that new one is your profile picture, you're just asking for the hammer of God. And Calicoy, thumbs up, thank you, greatly, greatly appreciated. I don't know if anybody else who normally calls back is just because I did this early or YouTube is glitching out again, but thumbs up and thank you to everybody that has played. And if you have watched this far, and thumbs up if you have, if you could type Gamut into the comments for blatant engagement farming and I'm listening, that would be very, very cool. Now, of course, you do not have to play. I would not require it even if I had the power to force people to do so, because consent is important. But if you do choose to play, it's hard to keep this thing facing right toward the camera. If you do choose to play, thumbs up, thank you, it is appreciated. Now I'm going to move this because I'm awkwardly perched around my microphone here. Well, thumbs up. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to edit, render, upload, and then I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to go for walkies. I've been to the community center, paid my rent, talked to my case manager about things like this. I've lent him my Kern Nathalis book. He still has it, so hopefully he's actually playing it. But I'm going to be taking care of myself. I'm going to try and use this arm less. And that'll be good. Now, hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. But if you cannot, please do not beat yourself up because you deserve better. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that indeed is a very, very good thing. Turn my arm this way. And then real quick, because I do have people occasionally saying, look, you've got 213,000 subscribers. You're doing well. Well, when I was doing reactions, that's when I got myself built up to 219,000 subscribers. But then because of my mental health, I had to stop doing reactions. And since then, I have lost 6,000 subscribers. And by any metric, 213,000 subscribers. And I struggled to get 100 views. By any metric, my channel is dead. But for those people that stick around and watch, thumbs up, thank you. You are appreciated.